Hi guys, I have a couple of questions I've had to answer from some students, and it was basically dealing with endurance and range. And we came to find out that it really came down to their aperture shape. And I'm talking about aperture, I'm talking about the air coming between the lips into the mouthpiece. And the size and shape has a lot to do with it. It just basically what we were talking about, and it seemed to help, is that I'm going to give you a little visual here. You could have a large aperture or you could have a small aperture. And depending on what school of thought you have, either one's fine, really. I mean, there's a lot of people who believe in this and whatever. But what we found is if you have a large aperture, you've got to create compression somewhere else, not just in the aperture because it's so large. The hole here, the air is coming through. You've got to create compression somewhere else, whether it be the tongue, the neck, the diaphragm, whatever. If you have a smaller aperture, the aperture will aid in the compression of the air and help the sound more so. Now, this is all preference, okay? So I personally play this way. This is how I play, okay? And there are great players that play with a bigger aperture like this. So find out what shape works for you. Too many times I'm running into students who are playing with this kind of an aperture, but they're using compression everywhere else, and they want to have that feeling, but they need a bigger aperture. And sometimes that might mean changing equipment. It could be as simple as a mouthpiece, so you can get this kind of aperture. Conversely, we have others that are doing this, and they go to a smaller aperture, and they change equipment to meet it. So what we're saying is find the shape of the aperture that works best for you. And what I tell my students is we've found that by paying attention to the bottom lip and feeling what's happening with the bottom lip as the air goes through will help. And I've got a video here somewhere where I take a straw and I put it in there, and we're trying to imitate that feeling of the straw going through the lip. And that's the shape we're trying to create with that air. Whether you have a small aperture or a large aperture, that's up to you. But be aware of what it is and then adjust your compression accordingly. Okay, hope that helps.